Okay, hi everyone. I know we're starting a little late, but thank you all for being the best of sports in our filming. Everybody online, thank you all so much for making it as well. Sorry we're late again, but we will be going a little bit over on time just so we can make up for the time that we lost. Since it is still the first week, we're still just going to be focusing on that control, that activation, so don't be afraid if anything starts to hurt or at all, if you're off-centered or anything, just take a step back, do a forward fold, do a child's pose, anything that's comfortable for you. Again, we're really hitting on that. Take those modifications and those breaks when you need them. We'll work our way up for the intensity later. We do have some new equipment today. I know everybody's been waiting a while for the ring. We'll get to that when we get there, but if you're at home and you don't have access to any of that kind of equipment, in the chat under the description, we have some options that you could use for modifications, but again, you don't necessarily need it. I'll try to show some more modifications that don't use the equipment just to help you guys out a little bit more. Other than that, no new introductions. Let's go ahead and get started in that child's pose. Knees wide-ish in level with the mat, walking our hands forward. Remember that this time we're just taking to bring awareness to all four corners of our body, finding that intentionality for today's workout. You might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feel your forearms pressed into the mat. Trying to take deep belly breaths, calming the mind. Paying attention to the here and now of where you are. If you're looking to deepen that stretch, you might try walking your fingertips a little bit further forward, inching your chest slowly lower to the mat. If you'd like to add a bit more movement, you can also try rocking your hips side to side. Let's take one more deep breath in. And on that exhale, we're going to lift ourselves up, find that tabletop position. Remember that our hands should be stacked under our shoulders, hips stacked over our knees. Engaging the core, we're taking one deep breath in, expanding through the belly, lifting that nose up to reach the ceiling, holding at the top, pushing through your palms. Exhale, squeeze the core, lift the belly button up to meet the spine. Ribs meet hips. Feeling that stretch, engaging the core. Another deep breath in, lowering that chest. Trying to lift a little bit further. Round out that spine a little bit more. Exhale, squeeze the core. Should feel like someone's taken a string to your belly button and is lifting you up. One last time, taking another big deep breath in, expanding through the belly, in through the nose. Holding at the top. Exhale out through the mouth. Squeezing the core as tight as you can. Slowly letting your back drop, finding that neutral spine. Knees are narrow. We're going to just try walking our hands a little bit further in front of us, onto your forearms, finding that puppy pose. Chest lowers to the ground, feeling the stretch through your shoulders and your back. Hips are high in the air. Option to rotate those palms to the ceiling, slowly lifting those forearms up to touch your shoulders. This just increases the stretch a little bit more. We're going to take another deep breath in, lowering those hands if you had them lifted back down to the ground, pushing yourselves up. Find that tabletop position. Shoulders stacked over palms, hips over knees. Curl those toes underneath of you and lift your hips high in the air, pushing through those palms, shifting your weight backwards, pedaling out your feet, waking up the backs of your legs. Taking those deep breaths. We're going to enter our balance of flow sequence. It's going to be a bit of a slow flow, so pausing as you get to every movement. When you're ready, we're picking up that left foot, pointing it in the air, finding that three-legged dog. Still pushing through those palms, feeling the activation through your shoulders and your back. Bit deeper stretch for your left or your right hamstring. And on your next inhale, stepping that left foot between both of your palms, lower your right knee down, windmilling your arms up. Find that low lunge, finding length through your fingertips, trying to keep that knee stacked over your ankle, slowly letting your hips sink further forward, trying to feel that stretch, looking for a little bit more length if you can. Another deep breath in. We still have that back foot curled underneath of us. We're going to use our toes to lift ourselves up, pushing through your left glute, left quad, coming all the way into that high lunge. Hands lifted above head, still looking for that length, feeling more engagement through the left leg. Deep breath in. This is where we get to the balance stuff. We're going to bring our hands to prayer, twisting through your core. Keep that leg solid beneath you. Feel free to modify it here and just leave your twist wherever you're comfortable balance-wise. Or you can bring it all the way through rotation. Try pressing your palms together, deepening the twist here. Pressing through all four corners of that left foot. Taking one more deep breath in. We're going to step that right foot up to meet our left, still staying in that prayer. Option to take that twist as well. Still breathing, taking those breaks, pushing those palms together a little bit more. One more deep breath in. On your next breath, we're rising all the way up to standing, lifting that left foot up, finding balance through that right leg. Remember, you have that bar in front of you. Everyone at home, feel free to grab that chair if you need some extra balance support. Try bringing your hands down to prayer. You can either stay here, find a tree, or hook that left leg over top of your right. Slowly lowering down. Find that standing figure 4. Again, taking breaks and modifications as you need it. This is about engaging the muscles and feeling a stretch. Deep breaths. On your next exhale, we're stepping back into that lunge. Hands are going to intertwine in front of us. We're going to lift outward, feeling that stretch through your back, maybe a little bit more so in your chest. Again, taking those deep breaths, holding here. And on that exhale, we're straightening that front leg out, trying to feel a bit more of a stretch through your hamstring. Go ahead and unhook those hands. Option to grab those blocks and just lower down. Trying to find your breath. Paying attention to your muscles a little bit more. One last deep inhale. Go ahead and bend that front knee. Hands lower to the floor. We're stepping back. Kick that leg up. Finding that three-legged dog for the other leg now. Again, still trying to hold at the top, pushing through the palms of your hands. Squeeze through your back. Feel the stretch in your hips and your left leg. Deep breath in, bringing that knee to your chest, stepping between left and right hand, lowering back knee down. Low lunge, windmilling, hands up, find length through the fingertips. Hips slowly settle down to meet the mat. Feeling that stretch. The goal is to keep the hip bones parallel to the wall in front of you and the floor below you, not to twist and turn. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. Might try arching your back a little bit further. Feel a stretch. Look for that length. Every inhale we reach. Every exhale deepening that stretch. Curling those back toes up underneath you. Push through the right glute and the right quad. We're lifting, finding that high lunge. Another deep breath in as we hold here. Become familiar with the muscles you're using. Slowly bring those hands down to prayer. Taking that modified twist, challenging that balance, or you can twist all the way. Remember, we're putting pressure in that right leg. Palms pressed together, deepening that twist. Using the bar if you need to. One more deep breath in, stepping back leg up to meet right leg. Either staying in that twist or coming out if you need to. Just use your breath and meet back with us when you're able. And on your next inhale, again, we're reaching up. Find that length through your hands. Take little side bends if you need to. Slowly lowering those hands back down to prayer. Left leg lifts. Challenging the other side of balance. Grounding through all four corners of your foot. Taking those deep breaths. Oh my gosh, was it right leg? Switch if you didn't. I'm blaming it on the run. Go ahead and stay here. Find tree pose or kick that foot out in front of you, slowly lowering down into that standing figure 4. Feel the stretch transition deeper into your hips. Holding for another deep breath in. Stepping back with that right leg. Find that lunge, twisting your hands the opposite way that you did before. And we're going to lift forward. Still feeling that stretch through your back and in your chest. Challenging those breaths. Planting through left glute, left quad, knee stacked over ankle. If you're comfortable, feel free to straighten that front leg. Feeling that stretch transition into the backs of your leg, your hamstring. Deep belly breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to grab that block and lower yourself, deepening that stretch. Option is up to you. As we finish up our warm-up, still pay attention to that breath, that muscle activation through the rest of today's class. Another deep breath in. Go ahead and move that block out of the way. We're stepping up into a forward fold. If you have a ring handy, grab it. If you're at home, you don't need a ring for these next exercises. You just won't feel as much activation through your upper body. That's okay. We're going to take another deep breath, rolling vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way up to standing. Reaching overhead, find that length. Feel free to lift onto those toes. Exhale, lower, stepping to the outsides of our mat. We're just gonna take a couple wide stance squats. Lowering down, activate through the glutes and the quads. Try to compress the ring in as you lower. Exhale, lift out. Take the option to squeeze here if you'd like. Just make sure you're feeling activation. Quality over quantity, slow and control. Make your breath work for you. Challenging upper body and lower body. Keeping that focus. You can try to keep the ring pressed the entire time, or you can take pulses. Go for 2 more, and we'll add to it. Last one, lifting, squeeze the glutes, press through the feet. This time as we lower, you don't need to compress just yet. We're gonna lift up, press through the left leg, and lift through the right. Squatting back down. Press up, lifting left leg, challenging balance in that right. Slow and in control. You got it. Paying attention to what your balance is feeling like. Do you feel more in control in your left leg than in your right? Are you pushing through your knees or are you pushing through your quads? Keep those breaths with you. Only a couple more. Feel the glutes engage as you lift. Last one on each side. Coming back into that close stance squat, walking your feet in, lifting the circle above your head. Slowly lower yourself down, finding chair pose, engage through the quads. Knees are over your toes. You want more glute activation, send those knees further back. We're just gonna tap back with that left foot. Loading the right glute is staying on the entire time. Making sure you're still breathing. Deep breaths, make it work for you. 2 more, and we'll add. Last one, keep that leg extended out. We're just gonna lift up and lower. Try paying attention and seeing if a different part of your glute is activating here. 2 more. Last one. Lower that leg down, shift back. We'll take it into some lunge pulses. Keeping the glute active. Core's engaged, quads are on. Might be burning a little bit. Take those breaks if you need it. 2 more. Last one, step up, find that standing position. Feel free to take a forward fold. Give yourself a break before we get into the other side. Deep breath in. Find that breathing again. One more deep breath, and we're coming all the way up, rolling spine vertebra by vertebra. Same thing for the left leg, a little bit shorter this time. Loading that left glute, stepping back with the right foot, back to chair. Trying to keep that knee between your ankle and your toes. Slow and in control. The slower you go, the more intensity you'll feel. Paying attention to what works for you. Only 2 more. Last one, keep that foot back, and we're just gonna lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way back, lunge pulses. Last one, I promise. Going down, for 6, 5, still loading the glute, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back up. Feel free to set that ring aside, coming into that forward fold. Deep breaths here. If you can, bringing those hands all the way down to the ground, stepping back. Find that high plank. Elbows tucked close to your sides, lowering your knees down to the mat. Shoulders over palms, slowly coming onto that belly. Forearms meet floor, lifting up. Find that Sphinx pose. Give your back a break. Might feel good to just rock side to side if you'd like. Again, just taking those deep breaths. Feel free to look over each shoulder. Holding here, one last breath in. Using that exhale, push yourself back up. Coming onto our knees now. We'll need the weights here if you'd like. If you don't have any weights, it's completely okay. All we're gonna do is lift up. You have the option to lift all the way if you wanna keep that glute activation, or lower all the way down. Up to you. I'll stay lifted. Just going to lift up. Do you feel that tension in your bicep? Reach out. Elbows tuck back to sides. Turn. Reach laterally. We'll just repeat this movement. Bring awareness into those arms. Getting a full body activation day. Don't feel any activation yet, try to slow it down. If you're at home and you don't feel activation, try to grab something a little bit heavier. See if you can challenge your muscles. Just use those breaths. Last one, let's reach laterally. Leaving our arms out, we're gonna lift all the way up. Find that cactus pose. Squeezing in, try to feel the chest activate. Back activates as you press out and up. Lowering elbows to 90. Squeezing in, back out, feel the back activate. Shoulder press up. Only a couple more. See if you can feel that activation. We only have one more arm movement after this, so if your arms are getting tired, remember to take those breaks. One more. Pressing up. 90. Squeeze together. We're going to send our arms back, lowering our glutes. Find a tricep extension here. You should still feel glute activation and core activation if you were raised. We're going to come back up. Bicep curl and kick back. Using that breath, should feel this in your triceps and your biceps. Tricep kick back, biceps lift. Stay in control. Remember to use that breath. Couple more. Have another slow flow break. Glutes are engaged. Last one. Kick back. Lift up. Good job, guys. Go ahead and set those weights to the side. We're going to come back into that tabletop position for a little bit of a break. Go ahead and kick your left foot out like a kickstand. Lifting left arm up, finding length through the fingertips. Trying to increase that range of motion through your upper back. Reaching a little bit higher, a little bit farther back on every inhale. sinking into that stretch on every exhale. Won't hold here too long. Another deep breath in. Exhale, wrap that arm through, threading the needle. Feel that twist in your back and that stretch through your inner thigh. Now they worked pretty hard today. Giving your body a break. Holding here for another deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and lift back up. See if you can increase that depth. And on your next breath, we're going to windmill the hand forward and back, reaching that right leg back for that foot. If you can't reach the foot, that's fine, but if you can, you're pressing the top of the foot into your fingertips, engaging the core, using your balance here. Just taking a break. One more deep breath in. Letting go of that foot, windmilling back forward, step up with that right leg. Reach, low lunge. Stretching those arms and that back. Finding those deep breaths. On our next exhale, bringing hands to chest into prayer. Straighten that front leg out. Still staying balanced. Square and center, pelvic floor up and in. Squeeze the glutes. Option to grab that block for this next movement. We're just going to lower our left hand to the ground, lifting right hand up. Expanding through the chest, through the right side now. Deep breaths. One more exhale, windmill back, lifting up, finding that low lunge. One more time for this side. Let the hips get heavy, knees stacked over ankle. Deep breath. Exhale, palms meet floor. Right leg kicks back, curling left toes under, lifting up. Three-legged dog. One more deep breath in, pressing through the back, through your palms, staying strong. And you're ready, bringing knee to chest and lowering down. Find that pigeon pose. Remembering that in pigeon, our hips are square to the floor below us and the wall in front of us. You don't want to tip side to side. Make sure you're feeling that stretch through your glutes, through your hips. Taking another deep breath in. Option to increase the intensity if you want to lower a bit lower to the ground. Feeling a deeper stretch through that glute. On your next exhale, shifting over on that right glute. Lift your left leg up and cross it in front of you. You're going to reach with your right arm, twist, and find a stretch. If this is difficult for you, feel free to move that foot a little bit more, closer to your right, increasing the intensity the further you go. More deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and unravel yourself, swinging that leg back, lifting up, back into that tabletop position. We'll repeat the same flow for the other side. Go ahead and kickstand yourself out with that right leg, lifting right arm above, length through the fingertips, expanding through the chest, strong back. Reaching through every inhale, stretching through every exhale. More deep breath in. We're going to wrap around, threading the needle, stretching the inner thigh,